Tonight, John Bolton made his first public comments for money since the Senate impeachment trial in which Republicans blocked his appearance as a witness. Everything John Bolton says publicly these days is for money in paid speaking events. Tonight at Duke University, John Bolton said that Donald Trump's policy on Iran is, quote, a failure, and that Donald Trump's utter absence of policy in North Korea is a mistake. On the Trump approach to North Korea, Bolton said, quote, it was perfectly evident it was going to fail. When John Bolton was asked if Donald Trump's call with the president of Ukraine was perfect, John Bolton said, you'll love Chapter 14. John Bolton repeatedly gave answers like that about his book, for which he was paid a multi-million-dollar advance and which now awaits a security clearance by the Trump administration, which left John Bolton giving answers tonight like this. Well, I'd be happy to answer that question, except part of this is now involved in the pre-publication review of my book. Joining us now is Ben Rhodes. He's back with us. He's a former national security advisor to President Obama. He's an MSNBC political analyst. Ben, your reaction to John Bolton's comments tonight?
Well, I have two reactions, Lawrence. First of all, you know, this guy could have told the country what he knew about what happened on that call with Zelensky, what happened in the entire Ukraine corruption scandal at any moment in the impeachment inquiry, even though he wasn't called as a witness because the Republicans blocked it. He could have taken to the airwaves, could have gone on your show, Lawrence, and laid it out for people to hear. Instead, he wants to profit off this book. At the same time, he's also telling us, in his own words, this man who was the longest-serving national security advisor for Trump, that Trump has been a complete failure on his key foreign policy initiatives. He's been a failure in North Korea that continues to build nuclear weapons despite this ridiculous diplomacy that he's engaged in with the murderous dictator. It's been a failure in Iran, where they've resumed their nuclear program and stepped up their provocative activities around the world. It's been a failure in standing up for democratic values. John Bolton, in his own words, is revealing that the emperor has no clothes, that Donald Trump has been a complete failure measured against the very objectives that Donald Trump set. And I think it's important that that be weaved into a narrative about how ineffective Trump is as president.
Of course, John Bolton refused to testify in the inquiry in the House of Representatives when Colonel Vindman and others in the same position as John Bolton did testify, including people like Colonel Vindman, who were still employed, still working in the Trump White House. Bolton was a private citizen, could have done it. And then Bolton decides from out of nowhere, I'm willing to testify in the Senate trial, when he was pretty sure he wasn't going to have to. Here's what he said tonight about the Ukraine issues. This is as far as he would go. He said, for all the focus on Ukraine and the impeachment trial and all that, for me, there are portions of the manuscript that deal with Ukraine. I view that like the sprinkles on the ice cream sundae in terms of what's in the book. Ben, this is the book tour for the book that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. Well, and look, I mean, this is a guy who seems motivated above all by profit. And frankly, we've seen this in a lot of the Trump people who've left and written books. And here's the reality, Lawrence, like American democracy is on the ballot in this upcoming year. And we've had people like Bolton, like Rex Tillerson, like Jim Mattis, like John Kelly, who walked out of that White House and they know a lot. They know a lot that they haven't told us yet. They know a lot that hasn't even been in the books that they've written. And frankly, between now and the election, I would like to see these people lay this out for the American people so we can know what is going on in our government. Because the glimpse that we've gotten is not pretty. The glimpse that we've gotten is an unprecedented level of corruption, an unprecedented level of the president using his office, abusing his office for his own personal interests. John Bolton keeps indicating that he knows that happened and that he's going to tell us in his book. What I would like to see more of these people do is what Vindman had the courage to do, the guts to do, not for profit, but because it was right, because it was morally the right thing to do. It was ethically the right thing to do. He went through legal channels and he told the American people what he knew. We need more voices like that between now and November.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.